Good morning there, average gamers. So here we go again with Final Fantasy XIV. Like I said, I really enjoy this game. And before we get really too far into this, you know what? I probably should have just been doing this in the first place, but I'm just going to kind of start playing this game just kind of how I want to. I did get through that little side mission that was supposed to be done in order to move on, and it was actually a raid from the earlier game, I believe the base game. The Crystal Tower, and it was actually really fun. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but it was fun, but I probably should have recorded that just so everybody could see that. And that's a little bit on my bad there, but you know, I didn't know what it was going to entail until I kind of got to a certain point. So again, we're back to 14, and you know what? I'm going to play it my way, so I'm going to kind of stop. I'm not going to really watch the videos if I can avoid it. I'm just going to see how much progress I can actually make and go from there. So, but I hope everybody can still stick with it, enjoy this game, maybe even just to at least see the game and the way that it works. But I'm sure at some point there's going to be a dungeon and get to see how this dungeon system works a little different than maybe some of the other MMOs out there. I personally still really do like this game. I really, really do. And for anybody that has a PS4 or PS5, you can actually play it on both. You may have to buy a separate copy, but still really cool that it has console play in mind as well. So here we go. Let's. I think I picked up the mission already. Yeah, I did. So again, this is just to get to the next expansion, because I kind of cut out playing this because a bunch of other things were coming around, and I thought maybe more people would be playing those games, at least as far as my friends went. But yeah, I don't know. This one is pretty doable with solo play. And because of the campaign style, sometimes it hurts you to have more than one, you know, because it's going to just force you to do it on your own anyway. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just the way they design their game. They want people to see the campaign. They want people to see the story that they built. Oh no, still worked. Fantastic. So Mono is the only other average gamer that actually plays this game, but I know that some of the others were interested in getting into it at some point. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. It's a little difficult, or rough if you will, for some of the newer people getting into the game. Only depending on how much it is that you want to do. You know, like, again, it limits you for that whole campaign thing, so I guess for your first character, which is quite frankly the only one that you should ever need, because you can always switch jobs. Love that. You know, it's a little rough starting. You know, you got to get through a lot before you can actually really do a bunch of different things. I don't think that's a bad thing. make you at least see it once, but you know, you might have a bit of a grind to get through all that before you can, I guess, really get in there and see the game. Grape harvesting, how fun. I think this is why I probably miss playing my Bard more than anything else. It's just the quick little buffs to run faster, you know, you don't have to keep blowing sprint. Only makes a real difference though in towns, I guess, because obviously outside you can mount up. I fixed my UI a little bit, as you can see. At least to what I'm used to playing. Yep, I was pretty sure this would take me somewhere else. But it's literally just outside. Well, sometimes, not sometimes, I believe that once you get the whole connection of the crystals within a town, you can use it to, yeah, go outside of the town. Combat's probably not going to be the best because I'm a healer, but bear with me, I'll get through it. Oops. I forgot that I had changed something, so my bad. Sorry, bear with me. Now you guys should be able to actually hear the game. Yep, my bad. I may have done that a little poorly. I apologize. There it is. One more to go. Okay. Alright, I know this might be slightly boring. Well, just some. But it's all in the name of progress. Hopefully I can get through whatever chapter I'm supposed to be on right now and get into the next expansion. I mean, I wish in one hand, right? But that would be probably my ideal thing right now, so... Food, by the way, I kind of forgot, is a little important. Not a little, like it can make a big difference anyway. So definitely always make sure you're checking for those types of rewards. Unless you really need the money, then there's always that. But usually it's not that big a deal as far as money goes. So food probably more important. Oh, he's not even that far. Fantastic. Okay. Traveling at the speed of sound. I know, I'm skipping so much story that maybe some of you actually do want to see, but at some point, you know, like I said, I'll probably make a character that will just go through all this, but that's a lot of hours to dedicate to that, and I mean a lot. Pretty sure none of those are for me, so... Because, yeah, I would be looking for that. That's something for me. They do a decent job of trying to get you caught up as far as gear requirements for what they're going to ask of you next. But sometimes there's little roadblocks that you might actually have to go and do other things, or use some of those tokens that you get, you know, stuff like that. I need to know where I'm going. It is, of course. At least it's a place I can fly. Alright, here we go. We can do this. We can make it happen. At least I hope. Not only is a ton of people, I'm sure, probably doing the most of the new content, but, you know, it's new. Anything that I'm doing now is even new for me, but I mean, I'm missing some of the side stuff because there's really no point, you know, like some of these trials I may be missing out on. that I probably could do for the end of this expansion, but what's the point, you know? I mean, there's already another expansion out. Maybe I'll go back and try to figure out how to do them later, because, quite frankly, yeah, this was the expansion that focused on... Not focused, but they usually have some similar style of a theme, you know, when it comes to their trials. Which their trials are usually, like I said, most of the summons style stuff that you would find in the other games. And this one had the weapons from Final Fantasy VII, and I just personally think that would be really cool, but that's just me. That's also because, to me, and maybe not like everybody, you know, like 6 I think was technically the one that I like would have grew up on. Oh. So, that sucks. Yeah, sometimes, like, this is sort of the problem here, as you can see. You gotta clean up your wardrobe a lot. A lot. Especially if you run multiple classes. You know, try to focus on clearing it out a lot and freeing it up for your newer stuff, and then once you get something that's new or good, or however you want to call it, usually it'll get saved in a sense. You might have to do it yourself, but you know, there's always the recommended gear list, and then you can save it when you hit this. So let's see if that worked. Well, it says I'm gonna get these, so let's see if I can discard them. And then just open this up. So of course, obviously, sometimes you can't, you know, you can only carry one of something. You cannot carry more than one pair of augmented. Where are those? Because I'd love to know. It says it's in my inventory block too. Oh, okay. I forgot that was a thing. Yeah, so when your wardrobe's full, that's kind of what happens. I don't know what it's trying to give me, so I don't know. Yeah, gloves. A lot of the stuff I bought, once they were more or less giving it to you with those tokens I spoke of before, so I have a lot to go through. Maybe I should have done this at some point too. I really do wish, though, that they would let you do something with the stuff that's... How do I put this? Like, see, like, this is a costume type thing, so I have to keep it with me. It's kind of annoying. Like, well, I don't have to keep it with me, I just have to... Like, I can't get rid of it. I can't just be like, no, I don't need that, you know what I mean? So... Alright, I'm about to... I mean... There's probably going to be more stuff that it tells me that I have that I can't have more than one of. Or not. Okay. So, you hit this recommended list right here. You hit equip. I need to save the astrologian, so now I have that. Hopefully I've got plenty to get through though. So, oh my goodness. Apparently I had a bunch of stuff. See, it's kind of what sucks about coming back to a game that you haven't played in a while. You kind of forget any of this. You needed to go through it and make sure that you had some space so you can continue to get gear. Now, I know if I would have won it or anything, clearly it would have made its way into my inventory, but still, I could have been a little better prepared. This is 100% on me. It seems to be just kind of happening more and more, right? I don't know if I should have done that. Oh, good. Okay, alright, we're just gonna leave it at that. I still have plenty of inventory space. I am now at 501 on my gear score. Really need a weapon. No, I don't. Just kidding. Hopefully my score is quite enough to get through pretty much till the next expansion. So of course gear score is, you know, in this game just as important as it is in WoW and some of the other MMOs out there. It usually dictates about how good the gear is. However, this game keeps things behind a gear score wall because the game itself keeps track of it just like WoW does now. So certain dungeons would require you to have a certain gear score, certain raids, blah, 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 blah. Now, I know in high-end, if you bring your own group to certain things, I believe you can kind of bypass that. But if you try to queue in and just kind of randomize with people, unfortunately, no. You cannot bypass their minimum requirement. And everything I've found, for the most part, their requirements pretty set. You know, pretty dead on, honestly. Like, I've done some of the more challenging things, but not like the highest of the high at the time. But I've done some of the more challenging things because they tier them out pretty well. And I'd have to say, like I said, whatever they set their requirement as means it's doable with that, but it may be tricky. Like, it's all going to depend on how quickly you are to avoid things. And most dungeons / raids that are actually challenging, this game doesn't necessarily 100% kill you right away. Now, in the more difficult stuff, it might. But in the earlier stuff, it doesn't. Saying with that, those raids or dungeons, whichever one, as you fail, as you continue to take hits from things that are avoidable more or less, you start to build up vulnerability stacks, which just means if you keep failing, it's going to hurt more and more and more and more. Until eventually, yeah, these things will just like one-shot you. But obviously the harder difficulty stuff will just hit you really hard, and actually there's usually, depending on how hard the difficulty, because, I mean, I believe there's actually, well, now actually you got me curious. I gotta look myself. Maybe I can't pull it up right now. Yeah, I don't think I can pull it up because I'm in something, but once I'm out of here, I'll take a look. And, but there's basically normal mode, a hard mode, and then, like, I guess, I think it's called hard, and then there's extreme. There might be something after that, I'm not 100. And again, as you continue to go up in those difficulties, it does start to get more and more intense. You usually will start to have more and more mechanics that are just literally game over. You know, you get hit by it, you're dead. There's no coming back. I think, not 100% again, because this has been actually a really long time at this point now. I did the hardest difficulty of Titan. And yeah, if you did not do the mechanic correctly, he would push you completely off of his little platform, and there's no coming back from that. I don't even think you can be rezzed, but I could be wrong. But you died. That's the point. It just straight kills. And that was like early game stuff, you know. It only got harder from there. They started to get to points where you had to push enough, or again, it was game over. So all in all, yeah, this endgame content is still pretty impressive. This game does a lot of ground defense and how you're supposed to move, but it's hard to explain. But essentially, it's extremely difficult. The harder difficulty stuff is still just all about mechanics and dealing with it, you know? Which is what this guy is supposed to be. wonder if they're going to show how the last expansion ended, the one before this one. Storm of Blood. Kind of humorous because Stormblood, I believe, was that expansion's name. Now, I know a lot of people liked the last expansion before this one. For the aesthetics, no, I guess so. It kind of just had like that ancient Asian type deal. I mean, it added the samurai in it for crying out loud. So. I didn't hate it, I'll be honest with you. But I also liked this expansion, even though apparently, I don't know what came up. Maybe it was money. I just kind of stopped playing. And so I had a lot of fun with the beginning of this expansion. I did rush up to the max level, and I did do a couple of the newer stuff. And oh no. And I did it for a while. Like, I had a lot of fun with it. I don't think I quite made it to the extreme or ultimate. I really gotta look, because it's gonna bother me if I don't. But I did do a lot of the end stuff, and it was good. But just as the first patch came around, like I said, that's kind of when I stopped playing, and I don't know why. I'm gonna guess that it was money related. Because at least in my current state, with my home inspection business, I'm doing pretty okay. Like, I'm not going to say that I'm a millionaire or anything along those lines, but I'm doing fine. Plus my day job, which I make enough. I'm doing fine. So I can support my habit, and I can still have some fun. The time frame is a little rough, but that's kind of the beauty of these videos, is that I can, when I have time to sit down and just play and record, I can just do that when I have the time, So even though I have a Twitch, probably will not be on there a lot. Which, to me, is okay. Because at least for me, this is all about just having fun. Now I guess it's the showdown time. clearly out of there by the time it, quote, went off, but because I was already there is why that happened, so. See how that effect kind of went? I don't know. One of the cooler factors of this game. Oh, fights like this are just not fun. So. Like a 30-minute thing in its own, man. Whew. Oh man, so I know that this is probably going to eventually take me to some sort of dungeon and or trial. And unfortunately most of them take, well, it probably will still take more than 10 minutes. So I'm going to get through this hopefully until I get to that whole point. And that should maybe take us closer to our hour mark. And then I will start another video, hopefully showing an actual dungeon and or raid or something along those lines. Because, I mean, if you're a PvE focused player for pretty much any MMO, I mean, those are always fun. You always want to test or see your skill as far as how dungeons go, you know? Because if they're not engaging, then what's the point, right? Like, just plain and simple. Now, I specifically said PvE because if you're a PvP player, obviously your focus is kind of separate. It's more focused on actual player skill, and that's, hey, good for you. I'm not going to bash on you for it because that's what you like to do. But some people play MMOs, you know, just for stories. Some people play MMOs just for, you know, I guess raiding content. Some people play MMOs for just dungeon content, you know, and none of them are wrong. I mean, because games should just be about what you like. Otherwise, why are you playing them, right? Either way, I hope those that play MMOs, you know, do play them for fun in whatever way that means to you. So if you're a story-driven focused person, I'm telling you, this is the game for you, like plain out. Because they don't ever, you know, forget about even the old stuff that you've done. That quest literally just went over the events of what I had done in the previous expansions. So, you know, no old content is really ever considered dead. But if you're a dungeon raid focused type person, you know, this also has a lot of good content for you too, because as I just stated, you know, it never really dies. Now, is it going to be as rewarding other than for maybe A, cosmetics, B, mounts, C, pets, orchestra rolls, triad cards, if you ever get into that kind of stuff? No. You know, no, there's no real other reason to do it other than, I guess, for fun. But it's still, they still can keep it difficult for you, you know, that it's not just anybody can walk in and do it and there you go, done. I could go to a different zone and I'm just kind of special. No, I'm just not in the right area. And I've apparently never been here before. Oh, cool. Oh, this is... Yeah, I swear I've been here before, but that's okay. No big deal. This was, I think endgame content of the last expansion, but maybe I'm completely wrong on that. But we're going here. We need to get onto this campaign stuff. I'm telling you though, I mean, pretty much every end of a chapter kind of leads you towards a dungeon and or trial, and raid is usually side bit. Raids in this game are also extremely unique in the fact that it is 3 groups of 8 players. And yeah, sometimes you gotta literally separate per group, and I don't know, there's some really cool stuff this game did that some of the others did not. And there we go. I am now updated to a new dungeon type thing, and yep, I have to use this to do a duty / trial, so let's see what it is. The Hero's Gauntlet. It is a new dungeon. Okay, well, then we're going to cut this video right here. I hope everyone that's stayed with me through this crazy weird journal tunes in for the next one, because I will definitely be doing this dungeon, and I will try to do it within the recording, because I want people to see how their dungeons are in compared to some of the others. I don't think that these are a ton different than WoW's as far as dungeons go. But they do a 4-player party instead of 5, and man, whatever happened to the support roles, you know, in most of the other MMOs that ever had such a thing, you know? I know that Rift is dead and has been for a while, pretty much since they went free to play, but that game used to have a support role, and it could be a debuffer, it could be a bard, so a really temporary buff type class. They also had other types that could do other things, you know, like, and it was just really cool and very nice to have. But it seems like everything has gotten rid of that concept. So if there's any sort of developers out there that ever watch this, and they're thinking of making some sort of new MMO or even just current ones, please bring back the support class, support role, whatever, because I actually enjoyed that myself. And you know, it was cool to be able to do more or less everything, but not be the best at it. You know, yeah, you did a little extra damage, you know, you did a little damage in comparison to like a DPS. No, you weren't nearly as good. You know, were you able to heal? Sure. Were you as good as the actual healer? No, but it was still nice to have. Just general thoughts as far as MMOs have really changed over in the last couple of years. Decade almost, I'd have to say now. Because, I mean, even EverQuest had those kind of concepts, you know, but it was really just such a mass amount of people that it didn't really matter. As long as everybody focused and got through the content, you'd get it down, you know. I digress. This will probably be, yeah, might be a little while before I move into the next video, but I will definitely do this, and hopefully everybody will be able to see it. So the only real update I have as far as what's going on, I do have a green screen, and I was considering, you know, throwing it up there and trying it out, but until I maybe either get a better one or some sort of lighting, might wait to kind of use that, because I don't know, there's just, it's not the same as what I want it to be. So that's why you haven't really been seeing me appear on these actual recordings, but it may be a thing that comes, but at least for the moment, yep, just me, game, and that's it, just voice and game. So you guys have a good day, and I will catch all of you average gamers later.